Hi, I'm Larry Fleischman, Director of Marketing for Televerde, and welcome to another Televerde Insight video. I'm here with Greg Pumilia. Greg is Vice President of Demand Generation Marketing for SAP Americas, and Greg is part of the management team that oversees the relationship with Televerde. And Greg and I are going to talk today a little bit about his role of how tele-based demand generation has kind of changed over the years. He's going to talk to us a little bit about the differences between the in-source tele-demand gen model and the outsource model. Welcome, Greg.
Oh, it's great to be here.
So you manage both the in-sourced and the outsourced demand gen functions for SAP Americas.
I do.
All right. So talk to us a little bit about the differences between how you manage, how you measure, how you monitor, how you set up the objectives for the two different functions.
That's great. Yeah. So on the end, we have an inside team that does prospecting and demand generation, and those resources we've realized over time that best utilization of them is to have them aligned to field selling resources, and they can work on territory account plans, and they can also manage all of the demand generation flow that comes from various sources, and kind of be that demand generation agent from within the company to make sure that we're maximizing the investment that we're putting in our demand generation programs. Typically, the differentiation around how they get value would be closer to pipeline and revenue than I would for KPIs that we manage from an outside provider. The outside providers that we look for, such as Televerde, we're looking them to be adaptable to various campaign scenarios, be able to call in high volumes of activity, and be held to very tight, strict accountabilities around time, quality, and deliverables. And the KPIs are those at SLAs and also how much pipeline we're delivering. And there's a lot of variability there, campaign by campaign, and tracking the performance of those campaigns. So the biggest differentiator besides field alignment is just the volume and the variability that gets flowed through the outside providers.
So this is not, you don't approach this as an in-source versus outsource and measure them, almost in a bake-off type of environment. This is more about one complementing the other. So
Right.
talk to us a little bit
Absolutely, yeah. We've managed programs that were wholly outsourced and wholly insourced, and over time, we've realized the flexibility of the hybrid model or the two-tier model provides us with a lot of ways to adapt to the various solutions that we need. And so we try to create a value chain in the demand generation cycle, where we leverage the outsourced partners for a portion of that value chain, and then leverage the inside teams for a portion of the value chain.
How do you strike that balance? So when you've got a campaign opportunity, a program opportunity, and you're thinking, well, this could be good for in-source, it also could be good for the outsource model. Is there a balance that you try to strike, and how do you do that?
Yeah, I think it comes down to strategic value. So if the campaign has high amounts of strategic value where we're dealing with clients that we're intimate with, that was a smaller program, and where you need that field alignment and engagement, we'll go with more of the inside team from a campaign perspective. And if you're looking for things that are a little bit farther down the cycle, we're less sure of the potential outcomes. And we need that high velocity and quality aspects to that, then we'll go to more of the outside from a starting point.
You've been around the tele-demand gen game for a while now. So over the years, how have you seen the skill sets evolve, the market needs evolve, and SAP America's needs evolve in this area?
Yeah, I think as SAP has expanded its portfolio of products, it's made us take a look at how we take the demand gen process with those products in mind, with the segments in mind, and also our demand gen model and route process. So what that means is that we're no longer ERP only, and as the depth of the product sets, they each have various cost implications on how you want to demand gen. And so we take a look at the economics, the speed, the best route from a selling perspective, and we align our demand gen models from a tele perspective against that. So I think that complexity is something that SAP has evolved over time, and we're making great progress in perfecting that. And I think that also is a testament to the partners we've selected, and also the models that we have. The evolution, I think, from just tele in general has gone from focusing on caller and caller quality, then it was list and specificity, and database marketing. And now it's much more automation, nurture, behavioral, and social. So I think those are things, and that's the wave of how we're trying to bring those things together to be more effective from a tele perspective as well.
So that's interesting that you talked about marketing automation. So maybe just a few minutes, tell us a little bit about how the intelligence about the buyers that you're receiving through the marketing automation tool and that program is, I'm assuming, enriching and enhancing the type of conversation that your telefolks are having.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've gone from basically looking at a rearview mirror approach from a database marketing perspective and then projecting that. Right now, we're able to see in real time what's going on in the marketplace at the personal level, what they're interested in, and we're able to adapt our conversations in real time to meet customer needs. So I think it's long been promised, and marketing automation has allowed us to get there.
Okay, so you're finally starting to see some of the delivery on some of the promises.
Absolutely.
You're a believer?
Absolutely. Yeah. I still have a long ways to go, but the early signs are it's not even an alternative anymore. It's a path to being smarter and more efficient, and at the end of the day, that'll yield more revenue.
Best practices for managing an outsourced tele-team and best practices for managing an outsourced tele-team. 2 or 3.
Yeah, well, I think these are, but partner management, set the right expectations, communicate often, measure the right things, and find somebody that can collaborate with you to be successful. If you keep doing those things and you have a process by which you're checking often against them, so things don't go awry, I think that's the best formula to be successful. On the inside team, it's a lot about integration, understanding the objectives from a sales perspective, making sure you're aligned there, and again, measurement and management frequent and often as well. So I don't think they're different philosophically at a macro level, but I think some of the things you need to keep an eye on, and the KPIs you set are probably the biggest differentiator.
Greg, thanks for spending some time with us today. Appreciate it.
Great being here.